All right, ladies, thank you so much for listening to Women Owned Listed, the podcast. Today, we are going to have a very interesting and special episode. We have a very talented lady in today. Her name is Lynn Rogoff. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you. And
Thank
yourself?
Yeah, doing good. Thank you so much for being here today, Lynn. Now, Lynn, what I'm so interested in hearing from you is you're actually a filmmaker, and there is a very special project that you have been working on and that we want to hear a lot about, and it's called Bird Woman and Sacagawea. Can you tell us about your feature film?
So we made a film about the life of Sacagawea, who was the leader of the Lewis and Clark expedition, and she was young, very young when she did this, 16 years old actually, and she's become famous in American history. And I was very interested in what made her so interesting to be 215 years of us still talking about her. She was just on the dollar coin, the dollar. She's on stamps. She's on schools. She's on lakes. She's got statues of her across America, more statues of her than any other female. So I was very interested in her, and we decided to do this first as an audio drama, and then when AI came into being for the general public, I decided that I would make it into an AI animated film. So I worked with actors and musicians and composers and editors, and we decided to use the technology, the latest technology. So we took a story that's 215 years old, and we made all the characters look like they were modern
Hmm.
versions of themselves, almost game-like, because of this AI technology. And so young people like it because it reminds them of a game. And so coming from a game business also, I've developed games, so I had that understanding that's what young people like is they like to have the characters look modern, they like to have them interact with them. So that was what we did with this film. And that caused it to be very much written about, and we won 10 film festivals because of it, because it's very unique. And we worked with wonderful actors, Native American actors, and Native American musicians and historians, and we worked with composers and editors. So it's a combination of AI technology and human artistry.
Wow, I can't
And
wait to
then
see it.
Family Time picked it up, and they're showing it now. So if you're on the streaming TV or streaming on your phone, you can watch it anywhere.
I love that, and it's on Family Time. Wow, that is amazing. So, can you tell us, one maybe one of your favorite things that you enjoyed working on this film and putting this beautiful piece of art together?
Well, the AI technology is so breathtakingly beautiful. We could create very photorealistic images and high quality images, and you almost feel like these people are real rather than animated characters because they were able to generate very photorealistic versions of Sacagawea, Lewis and Clark, York, Charbonneau. All the characters have very photorealistic character images. So that was very exciting. And then we went we because we were early adopters into this AI technology, we had to make the still image into a motion picture, which was very cumbersome. Nowadays, in the last 6 months, AI has become much more video friendly. But when we made it, we only had 4 seconds of video that we could generate. So it became a real challenge to make a 56-minute film with only 4 seconds of video
Oh, wow.
generated.
Oh my goodness. It sounds
right?
like a lot of very creative minds involved in the process.
Definitely, definitely. There were, the project had a life of its own. There were a lot of people because of its unusual story. I've taught about a Sacagawea, about a character, female protagonist from 215 years ago, and Native American, and the way the story unfolds was attractive to a lot of people to work on. So the project became a living entity on its own.
Wow, that is great. Yeah, I'm familiar with the story of Sacagawea,
Oh, you
and we.
are.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt here, but we've got something important to say. At womenownedlisted.com, our mission is to empower and uplift women entrepreneurs by providing a dynamic platform to showcase and connect their businesses to a broader audience. We are committed to fostering a community of support. We aim to create a lasting network where women entrepreneurs can succeed and inspire the next generation of business leaders. Are you a woman entrepreneur looking to elevate your business? Join womenownedlisted.com today. List your business and join over 800 female business owners who are strengthening their presence by joining our platform. Share your story and expertise with our audience by being interviewed on our podcast. Let's amplify your voice and inspire others. Hit the like button, subscribe on podcasts, subscribe on YouTube, join our mailing list, and get your business listed now to take the next steps in pushing your business forward. Over the years, you see all the different artist renditions of what she looked like. So I'd definitely be interested to see, what you guys have come up with, and how you breathe life into these characters for our modern time for sure. Now, of course, here on Women Owned Listed, the podcast, we are a women's business focused podcast. So I'd like to just, ask you just a little bit about the business side. Can you tell us a little, just a tip or two for maybe other female filmmakers, because filmmakers are also entrepreneurs. A lot of filmmakers don't realize they're entrepreneurs, but
Definitely.
that's in fact what they are. Could you
Exactly.
give them some tips?
Well, AI is definitely great for independent filmmaking because it allows you to make films without having a gigantic budget. So you can make an animated motion picture for pennies on the dollar versus these gigantic tens of $1 million animation films that come out. So you can actually make a film on a very low budget if you're resourceful enough.
Very interesting. Now, I remember just a little bit, off camera before we started. You talked a little bit, about your background. Did you have a background as a historian, or do you teach or anything in this field of history?
So my background is in directing. I got studied directing. I got my MFA in directing, and then I started working in children's television after graduate school. Sesame Street, Big Blue Marble, ABC Weekend Specials, and I worked a lot on historical projects. So I did a film about black tap dancers for PBS that won all kinds of Emmys, won 2 Emmys and all kinds of awards, and you can still watch it now on Canopy TV. So it's years later, it's still a classic. So I got involved with American history and American culture. I was very interested in that story. There's a wealth of stories that have not been told that are very interesting stories. And rather than coming up with some story out of nothing, you can use history to tell a great story. And people are interested in learning about American history, believe it or worldwide. It's not just in America. There are people we've won awards in Australia and in India just because of the storyline. Even in 1803, there was interest in Native American stories. So there's always been an interest in Native American stories, believe it or not, because there was suddenly people discovered a whole continent and, and a group of people that nobody knew anything about. So it was always picked everybody's imaginations to discover these people.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love history. I was always a kid that got straight A's in history and everybody else
Very
said they
good.
hated. I love it. And I agree 100%. I'm much more interested in, stories about history and documentaries than I am in the made up stories. There are so many great stories that have not been told. So thank you for the work that you do, shedding light on this very important person in history, who
Right.
was foundational to the formation and discovery, of our beautiful country here. So
That's true.
absolutely.
And the
Absolutely.
amazing thing is that she's a heroic figure in the Native American culture as well as in the traditional Western culture. And so it's two different complete cultures that she's considered a heroine.
Hmm.
Isn't that amazing?
It really, really is. Wow. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of female filmmakers out there who are probably, waiting for just the right opportunity to submit their film, or maybe they don't have the funding, or they're just in their head about it. What could you say to, a newbie, because you've got experience in this, you've got a very nice background, with children, broadcasting and everything. What do you say to the person who just graduated film school? What do you say to them?
You have to learn how a film is made and how a story is told. That is very important because if you don't know your craft, then you don't know what you're doing. And I see a lot of people making films that are really reworking of another film. They don't have
Yes.
original concepts. They're just what you call revisionism.
How
They're
many
revising.
Spider-Mans do we need? We got
Right,
enough
exactly.
already, for crying out loud.
Really. And I and that's true. The love stories, they're all exactly the same. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy, and they have a fight, they get back together. It's really nothing very unique being told. Once in a while you'll find a unique story. So I am a proponent of learning how to tell stories. And the old storytelling concept is that you have to have a great conflict. Conflict
Mm,
makes drama.
right.
So if you don't know how to tell a great conflict story, then nobody's going to be interested in your project. So that's number one. Number two is getting experience on the sets and trying to either by internships or by hook or by crook get on a set and see how a picture is made.
Mm,
Because then you can, what you're writing, when you're writing a screenplay, you're actually writing an architectural plan for a film. You're not writing a novel. You're telling everybody on the set what they have to do. You're telling the set director and the costume designer and the composer, they all need directions. And that's what a screenplay is. It's giving directions for everyone, and this director and the lighting. So you have to be aware of who your audience is. If originally your audience is the crew and the filmmakers, other filmmakers on the set, and then eventually your audience. So it's a very time-consuming craft. It's not something you learn quickly.
right. Wow. That is definitely, encouraging. And, I'm sure the female uh, filmmakers out there, just to be able to hear someone who's done it, who is not only just doing it, but also innovating. That is something, like you said, it's easy for people to just copy, and keep doing the same thing over, like making 50
Right.
Spider-Man movies that we don't need. This is something different. You're not only telling a story that hasn't really been told. I mean, there's some very old movies I can think of, Sacagawea, but you're telling it in a very different way with the use of AI and
Right.
all of the artistry.
So we decided, because of our technological background, my partners and I, we decided we would even investigate this AI chatbot. So
Mm-hmm.
we worked with our partners abroad who gave us funding for by giving us credits for their technology. And you can actually now ask Sacagawea any question you want.
Oh,
Or
very
you can ask
cool.
Lewis or Clark or York on our website. And so we're testing that AI agent right now. So we've been testing it and we're finding out all these interesting questions that people have.
Very interesting. So that is so interesting. Now, where can we actually go and see the film? I know you mentioned one of the platforms, but if people want to just, go see the film, what's the best way for them to
So
do
if
that?
you go through our website, Amerikids, AMERIKIDS,
Okay.
you will find a link there to Family Time TV and you can watch it right there. And you
Okay.
can also find a link to the chatbots and you can ask the questions of the characters there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Lynn. Well, this has been very informative. I definitely appreciate you taking some time out today to sit down and share a little bit about this unique business. Encourage other women entrepreneurs as well as female filmmakers out there to go ahead and get going, get some
Right.
experience under their belt, and just go ahead and get into it. And so again, if folks want to reach out to you, do you have a social media as well that's
Yeah,
the best?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't really use TikTok, but I too much, but I'm on LinkedIn and YouTube.
Okay, and what is the best handle? Is it at Lynn Rogoff?
Well, if you go to Facebook and Lynn Rogoff, you can contact me there, or you can go to our website,
Okay.
Amerikids, and contact us through there.
Beautiful. That was amerikids.com. We will
Right,
definitely check that out.
AMERIKIDS.
Beautiful, beautiful. All righty, ladies. Well, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Women Owned Listed, the podcast. I want to thank you so much, Lynn, for being here today.
Okay,
All
you got
right.
it.
And we'll see you next
Nice,
time.
nice talking with you.
You as well. Bye bye.
Bye bye.